and welcome to episode 15 of the Orkney Series. Now today we are in Sandwick, and Sandwick is another of Orkney's parishes, and it's actually home to the likes of Skara, very famous, which is just behind us along Scale Beach, the cliffs of Yesnaby, and something that we frequent quite often, the Orkney Brewery. The reason we're in Sandwick is because it is mentioned in the song that we are going to do for you today.
When we visited Stromness back in episode 4, we spoke a tiny little bit about George Mackay Brown, Orkney's most famous writer, and we mentioned that we had taken one of his poems called The Road Home and put it to music for our second album, Times from Times Fall. And so today we thought we would give you a little shot of that one.
The Road Home it's describing a journey from Kirkwall to Stromness after what is known as the Lammas Fair. Now the Lammas Fair it's like the county show now, those Orcadians watching. For those not Orcadian who are watching, the Lammas Fair was just a big agricultural kind of show, and lots of people would get together and just catch up from all over the island. So the people in the song had been at the Lammas Fair, and they were maybe they'd had a good baby, so they were just getting home from Kirkwall to Stromness, and it describes going through a few other parishes, the likes of Bursey and Sandwick that we're in just now, and the things that you would see on the way home.
Surely couldn't get a taxi, eh?
Yeah, I know. And then they took a really long detour through Bursey and Sandwick. It's not exactly the quickest way to Stromness.
I've tried it, it's not. So of course George Mackay Brown was one of Orkney's most well-known writers, and he wrote mostly poems and stories all about his homeland.
Yep.
Which is our homeland too.
Which is amazing, and we hope you agree.
And he was also one of the founders of the St Magnus Festival, which is Orkney's classical music festival, and it's held every June over the summer solstice time.
So it's a tad warmer than right now.
I mean, a tad warmer.
A tad.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring you now The Road Home by George Mackay Brown. Hope you enjoy it. Cheers.
Came home from Kirkwall, the ships were on the tide. I saw the kirk of Magnus down by the water's side. The blessed brave Saint Magnus who bowed his head and died. His shining light was shorn away, his kirk endureth to this day. Came home from Kirkwall, the ships were on the tide. Oh, as I came home from Bursey, a sore, all in tatters strode, scattering the against the sunset bars, and through his fingers with the night streamed all the silver stars. I watched him leaning on a gate, scatter the glowing seeds of fate. Oh, as I came home from Bursey against the sunset bars. As the sky. The northern lights above the hills were streaming broad and high. The tinkers lit their glimmering fires, their tents were pitched close by. A city of the vanished race lay dark and silent in that place. Oh, as I came home from Sandwick against the sunset bar.
And Sandwick is home to